welcome each and every one of you to another episode of Stories That Impact Your Career or Transform Your Career. As usual, we are here with another special guest. Now, why I'm saying special guest, you'll come to know in a minute or so. So, let me just give the brief idea or brief intro about our today's guest. Okay, she is a resourceful abundance curator for entrepreneurs working on a mission to create resourceful and influential enterprise throughout the world who fix genuine problem at scale. So that is itself for the each and every the words what we have listened, it's so unique, right? So let me welcome Sanghamitra Sabat, and she is just going to share her story, how she started, what the challenge is. Mainly, we will be focusing, or we used to focus on the challenge part. Reason to start with our career, we all are just going through ups and down, ups and down. So that is the main thing we are going to just listen or learn from her story related to career as a maybe job. She was into job to start with, now the entrepreneur journey. So welcome, Sanghamitra.
Hi, Upendra, and thank you so much to have given me this platform to meet you and a lot of your audience. And I'm super excited to be there with you. And your topic is really interesting. Where I was just going through the introduction which you had given, stories that impact career, and that itself is so meaningful, so required, and it is one of the steps to really have a fulfilled life if we really understand our career. So tell me, where do you want me to start from?
Yeah. So simply to start with the mission. This is really unique for me myself. Okay. So if you can just before going to the story of yours, can you please just give us brief about what exactly it is all about, the mission?
Okay, great. And I'm super happy to always get this question when somebody asks me about my vision, my mission, my values. My mission truly is to create resourceful and influential entrepreneurs throughout the world who are fixing a genuine problem at scale. So, when I'm working on this particular mission, my objective is to empower all the entrepreneurs to think big, to start their business, stabilize their business, and scale their business. So I tell them that we all learned cubes and cube roots in our mathematics in the school time. I tell them that learn S cube. If you learn S cube, then you are sorted for your entire life. S1 stands for start your business. Know how to start your business. S2 stands for stabilize. Not only start your business, but understand what are the elements which goes into stabilizing a business. And then the S3, which is don't only stabilize and become happy, but think big and work on scale in terms of impact, in terms of revenue, and also profitability. So this is how I'm helping the entrepreneurs to establish their whole business model, and of all the things in the business model, I help them to create their own visibility. So that's
Wow.
what is my mission, because if they are known in the market, people will definitely buy from them. The only thing is people are not known in the market. And the exact thing goes for the career as well. You need to be known in the market to get a good career.
Great, Sanghamitra. So we will discuss a little bit more detail later apart. Let's start with the story. Story means just you start with your after 10 plus 2, that graduation. And the journey you would like to just get from you, that once you are about to be graduated, that means, and getting into a job, what was going on, the challenges part focusing on, and then what you have done to achieve the first milestone of yours, that is normally we used to have land into the job, the first job. So that it will be great if we can just get from you.
Great. And I would be happy to share my story as well. So it all dates back to 1998 when I passed my 12th, and post completing my 12th, I hail from Odisha. So here in Odisha, you have a stream and a breed of people working for getting engineering and medical, and I was one of the ship in the whole herd. So I followed the whole herd, and I was one of the ship who wanted to get into good engineering college, but without knowing why I really want to do the engineering. I did it because everybody was doing it. My parents told that you should be doing it, so I also did it. So post 12th, I did my engineering from Orissa in the electronics and telecom engineering stream. And by the time I was in the fourth year of engineering, I had realized one thing very clearly. And that one thing was, whatever I do, I love transferring knowledge. So, so I was a little clear about my passion, because 2002, when we were passing out from the engineering, the IT industry was booming that time. And most of the people, they were actually wanting to go to the IT industry, and terminologies like software development, software developer, testing, then script, storyboard writing. These were very new terminologies that time. But what was always running in the mind was the industry is such that now, irrespective of whatever stream you have studied your engineering, everybody can enter into software and everybody can do whatever you want. So that was the mahal in which I grew up. But by nature, I am very self-decisive, and I had already thought that, since I love transferring knowledge, the best profession I can enter into is teaching, and teaching engineering students. So I was the one who was off track the whole breed. The whole breed went into IT industry, but I got into academics. So post engineering, I worked as a faculty in one of the engineering colleges, and I was teaching analog and digital electronics, microprocessor, so everything related to electronics. But what happens in this whole journey is that at one point in time, you realize what exactly do you want. So I was very sure that I wanted to help. I wanted to transfer the knowledge and take the credit of building good students who can flourish in their career. So that was my internal satisfaction. But then novice was I, that I didn't understand how to balance the passion with the money. And in academics, you are not paid much. So I started my journey as a faculty drawing 6,500 as my first salary, way back in 2002. And when I was drawing 6,500, I was super happy. Okay. So getting that check and giving to dad and mom that this is my first salary. So that itself gave a lot of happiness. But this happiness did not continue for a long time, because when I was drawing 6,000, the friends had joined at 15, 20,000. When I grew from 6,000 to 8,000, they had already grown from 20,000 to 40, 50,000. By the time I went to 9,000, 10,000, they were already into the 50s. So this curve was like a very disruptive curve for the batchmates. And I was little awestruck that, am I doing the right thing? Then in the whole discussion points, so people told that don't restrict yourself only to engineering, but then you should maybe get into the next level of doing the masters in engineering. So one more kida cut me. Try preparing for MTech. So 2005, 3 years after working as a faculty, I thought, chalo, abhi faculty, I'm the faculty, I'm becoming a professor. I wanted to become a professor, and that time to become an assistant professor, you had to qualify GATE. So 2005 was the year when I was preparing for GATE.
So, Sanghamitra, I will stop here for just 1 minute before going. So, let us just come to the point. You just passed out your graduation, that is ENC, and then you thought of just teaching students, right? So,
yes.
See, this is a junction. This is the time so many things used to go to every one of us, right? And whoever is just right now going through this situation. So, I would like to just understand the situation. You had a plan that, okay, after finishing, I will just start doing teaching or something. How would you landed? You already started saying that, okay, I love teaching and all. So was it a plan you did it, or okay, I'm not getting something, let me start with this, later on we will think. So what was the situation?
Unfortunately, it was a plan designed by myself.
Okay.
And I had already designed this plan by my fourth year, because throughout the second year, third year, fourth year, you know how engineering students are. Nobody studies. And all of us, we put our 100% of the effort in the last 10 days of our semesters. And I was like the teacher of the semesters. So in the hostel, I would be like a teacher, and everybody sitting around, and I am explaining each and every chapter by chapter, because my audience was very clear that पढ़ना नहीं है, पढ़ा दो, बता दो कि पास हो जाए. Okay. So and I don't know why, but I enjoyed it. So I had already made my plan that time, though my plan came from my interest of teaching. However, there is a struggle which was definitely going on back of the mind, that I am not entering into the IT industry and I'm definitely going to lose out big. But this loss of the feeling of losing out big, compared with the interest of teaching, when I compared it, I landed at my interest becoming little heavier on my fear of losing out.
Okay. So the question here again, Sanghamitra, because the reason this situation is not only for you, you went through. This is still going on. Whenever I personally used to interact with the students, just final year, about to pass out, just for last 2 years, passed out, struggling, what should I do? Just like teaching, maybe some research, maybe IT job. So everywhere IT is till today. Okay, I want to go to IT. So if whatever around the graduation pass out year, if we will ask you, Sanghamitra, okay, this is the year you just passed out. Based on your experience till today, what exactly you will do, or the same thing, what exactly you would like to suggest to the graduates who are in this junction, thinking, should I do this, this?
Okay.
So what you, Sanghamitra, will do, or you will be suggesting as a senior to the guys who are struggling in this junction?
That's a lovely question. Lovely question. And Upendra, if I had to go back and relive my graduation, I would never enter into teaching. Now, if I really go back and I think, I would not have entered into teaching. I entered because that was only my interest area, without understanding whether my interest can become a good career for me. So today, if anybody is passing out the final year, my suggestion would always be, at least 1 year before you are passing out your final semesters, evaluate and see what all are the directions that your studies can take you to, and evaluate and talk to all the type of people where your interest lies. So if I was given a chance to relive my graduation this time, this year, I would have evaluated and learned entrepreneurship and entered into entrepreneurship area soon after my graduation was over.
Wow.
Because I'm realizing that that's my real interest, and it's coming from the same. It's coming from the same breed of interest which I'm having. I'm helping somebody for them to be more productive and get more success in life. But I was not understanding how to channelize this interest and make it a business or make it a career. That clarity was not there with me that time. And hence I thought that maybe teaching is the best option I have, because I'll be able to teach people and I'll be able to mentor them and like that. But today the graduates should definitely look into evaluating multiple options which are available to them and categorize high interest area, mid interest area, no interest area. All no interest area, put across. All high interest area, evaluate your career progression, the graph of the career progression for all the high interest areas. For mid interest areas, talk to successful people who have achieved a lot by being in the mid interest area. So I would suggest divide all your interest into three parts: high interest, mid interest, no interest. And
Wow,
then you take a call.
it's very interesting. Now, another question here: how to evaluate it? Because again, the same thing. I'm just interacting with the students. So many things are there. Now, my interest area is suppose X, but to whom to speak whether my interest is real or because I'm confused. If I'm thinking this way, people are saying, no, 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 don't do that. And this is real challenge. And if I personally went back to my graduation, after graduation, so many suggestions, and we have to just listen at least. So still maybe little advance is there. Question to you is how anybody will evaluate that, okay, I have this interest, to whom to speak, and what is the process for that? If you can just give your experience. That's what I thought.
Sure, sure. So, in my opinion, how we evaluate is of two kinds. Evaluation is of two kinds. One is a surface level evaluation, and second is in depth evaluation. So, the surface level evaluation is your happiness and your body, how your physical body is responding to any simulation given to you. For example, if you are somebody who don't like to sit in front of laptop, you really don't enjoy that during your graduation period. So you know that your physical body is not responding to sitting in front of the laptop for a long time. At least that sense organ has already got developed. But if you are somebody who can really sit over a laptop for 12 hours or more than 12 hours, then you also have feeling that I enjoy being with the devices. So the level one surface evaluation is, do you want to work with technical devices or you want to work with human, or you want to work alone with your physical strength? These are the surface level 3 evaluations. If you love mobile devices, exploring lot of devices and being with the devices, then the relevant industries has to be searched for. For example, the relevant industry could be IT, ITES, manufacturing, construction. So in the construction, only the designing part, because these are the guys who are working with the laptop, with the devices. So that is one level of evaluation all the students, they can do. The second level is, if you don't enjoy being with the devices, then do you enjoy being with human being, talking to people, or maybe really helping somebody to come out of their depression, helping somebody to design and to get their thought processes clarified. If you enjoy all these things, even if whatever graduation you are doing, but if this type of work you enjoy it, then you should be getting into relevant industry which works in such areas. It could be management, it could be MBA, it could be leadership, it could be the speaking industry, the training industry, it could be the psychometry industry, could be medical industry. So these are the industries which work with human beings. And the third one is, you don't like devices, neither you like the human being. You don't like both of them. You just want to be with yourself and maybe put some of your physical strength into activity. Then you should be into sports, or you should be into defense, or you should be into some area of the industry where muscle power is more important. And that's how the surface level evaluation can come in.
Wow. So it's a great insight, and thanks for sharing your own experience or thought on it. Now, coming back to graduation, then the teaching, then again, there is a thought going on, should I go into the IT due to the good or the great pay package? You are getting low salary, and suddenly you are shifting to so-called MBA. That means you opted for that. Whoever is just listening right now and they are in situation, okay, graduation, I'm done, I'm doing something, let me go for the higher study, so-called just MBA in XYG or whatever domain. Now, what is your suggestion for them who are thinking based on, again, your personal whatever means you have gone through? What suggestion you would like to give to them who is thinking just like you?
See, of course, it is a personal choice. People, there is no harm in doing an MBA, and there is no benefit in doing an MBA if you cannot take the learning from the course and implement into your practical career. So only if you want a tag that I want to become an MBA because my salary will go high, it's a myth. It doesn't happen like that. There are multiple MBAs who do not even earn a lakh per month. And there are multiple non-MBAs who also earn multiple lakhs in a month. So it's not that I should do an MBA or not, but it completely depends on what is your purpose. Why do you want to do whatever you want to do? If you want to get into business of your own, or you want to help grow a business, MBA could be a route. If you want to earn and solve big problems and help companies grow at a scale, ITS, software development, all skill-based, technical skill-based industry, that's the best option you should go into. So I would suggest that doing an MBA, not doing an MBA is a personal call, but people should be very clear with the purpose. MBA does not give you money. MBA's application gives you money.
Great. Thanks for sharing. Now coming back to this, I stopped you in this junction saying, okay, you were just preparing for GATE, and then what happened next? Next phase.
Oh, the next phase is a bad phase.
Yeah, so that's what we all like to, because from there only the most of the learning will come. So I would like you to just go through.
So today I'm sharing this bad phase with a smile, but this smile did not exist that time at all. 2005, when I was preparing for getting into MTech, because that was the only vision I had that time. So I was preparing my students to get into GATE and do so much good, but then I really failed miserably in GATE. And I could not qualify. And my results came out somewhere in May 2005. But I was not expecting that being a faculty teaching the same subject, I am not going to qualify. And that today I feel is the biggest setback I ever had in my life. Because I had not failed in any of my education and career related tests. This is the first failure I faced. But this failure was really so big that it did not only shake me from my own self-worth perspective, but it also shook me from the emotional perspective, from the financial perspective. And actually, true to say, I locked myself. I completely went into a cocoon. I really didn't want to talk to anybody in the family, no friends, no family, no fiance, no boyfriends, nothing. Because of the fact that I was already into the trap of self-negative emotions. And I was blaming myself. I was blaming the destiny. Why did it happen with me? Was I not sincere? Didn't I prepare properly? So all these questions were always going on. And whatever be the incident of life, when your aspirations, you cannot achieve your aspirations, that is something we have to be emotionally stable. I was very much emotionally unstable that time, completely into the cocoon, and didn't want to do anything. I didn't even go to my job for I think 3-4 days, because of the feeling that how do I show my face to anybody, to my students, to my peer teachers, to my family. And I'm sure that this such type of incident does happen with most of us at some point of our career. So that is something which I don't want to relive. That was a very, very painful time for me. The 15 days to 1 month time when I could not accept that I have failed in GATE. And I wish nobody goes through that particular pain anymore.
Now, related to that question, and it's very important for our viewer, and that is, what exactly lesson you learn and what advice you are going to give to the people going through right now, and whoever is just listening you in the maybe recording or right now, what exactly suggestion, what they should do if they are in
I
your situation?
Yeah, Upendra, I learned a very big lesson from that incident.
Mhm.
The best lesson which I learned from that incident was get deeper into what you want and why you want.
Mhm.
So, what was my purpose of wanting Gate? So, when I understood this, I evaluated. My purpose of getting into Gate was I getting promotion as a from a faculty to an assistant professor.
Mhm.
I earning, so one is promotion, second is earning good salary, third, my own status in the academic field that changes. So I am looking forward to a change of my social status. So three major things: prosperity, your promotion, your money, and your social status. And if I get this from any of the other ways, I was okay with that. Gate was just a channel for me. Later I realized this. That time I didn't understand it.
It's
But
very
later I
profound.
later I realized that I wanted promotion, I wanted prosperity, and I wanted good peer, the social status. So my advice to anybody who is going through any challenge is go deeper and find what is your purpose. Why do you want that? So I found that my purpose was these three. Then I realized, so what if I failed in Gate? Is there any other channel which I can adopt and still get these three? So somebody suggested me that instead of Gate, probably you are made for CAT, you are made for administration. Why don't you try CAT? So I was adaptable, flexible, and also I took the feedback from the audience. So when people suggested me, I was not very rigid that nahi, is baar nahi hua to I definitely will do the Gate next time. I was not rigid because my purpose had got very clear. So I would suggest that focus. My common suggestion for all the students and the graduates would be
Mhm.
keep your goals very firm. But to reach to your goals, there might be different path you have to travel. If you fail in one path, it doesn't mean that there is no other path to achieve your goals. So when you fail in one path, explore path two, explore path three. Don't change your goals, but change your path to your destination.
Wow. So related that, Sanghamitra, I used to go through again a number of these situations while interacting with graduates and even experienced person. And situation, I'm just giving one situation, and I'd like to take your advice for the professionals and the graduates. Is,
Sure.
sir, I have done my graduation in mechanical or electrical, and I'm working for last three plus year, 3 4 years. I have just passed, and I want to be in core sector only. And the salary what I'm getting, having this 3 to 4 years of experience, every month only 20,000 rupees. What should I do? The fear is, let me just give the exact statement. सर, मैंने इतने साल ये कोर लाइन में पढ़ाई की, तो मैं ये क्या छोड़ दूं? They are in just fix what they should do, because they know if I leave this, I'm going to get more salary. Maybe as a whole satisfaction level will be different, but there is a fear that okay, what I have done for last 4 5 6 years, what exactly your suggestion? Because this too is just example. It is like so many options are there. What they should do as per you.
Hmm. For the core people, so this happens a lot with the core engineering grads,
That's true.
especially mechanical, electrical, construction, I mean the civil, chemical. So these are very core streams, and it happens a lot with them. See, I would suggest for people to again find out what do you want in your life. Do you want to become a core master, that you are somebody who is coming out with innovation in your core field, and you want to get into the research and development in your own core field, and then master as one of the very highly skilled person in a specific area. If your objective is that, then you should not be looking at the money, because everything will not come together at the same time. If your objective is to become the master of your core, you may have to compromise on the growth which the other industries are giving, because your industry will have a specific growth rate and you cannot go above that growth rate. So all the students who are having such type of queries, number one, they should be really clear, why do they want to stay in the core? But if you are in the core and you're not satisfied with your salary, and you're looking for more salary because you want a better lifestyle, you want to have a legacy of your life, and you know that your core industry is not going to give you this type of a jump over a period of time, over a period of short tenure, 5 years, 7 years, then my advice is, there is no point to stick to the core.
Yeah.
Why to stick to the core if it is not meeting your personal goals?
Yeah,
then
that
you
is-
take a call and you can develop your skill in whichever industry you want to go. You want to come into IT and grow faster, so you should learn IT, even if you come from any other skill. And these learning IT, these are skills which are easily learnable. These are skills which are high value, high in demand. And these are the 21st century skills which everybody is looking forward to. So if you are looking forward to have a great career, good money, great life, enjoy all the luxuries of life, and your core is not helping you achieve that, then don't love your core. Your core is just the path to your goal. So be clear with your goal and change your path and achieve
that
your
is
goals.
that is a really great piece of advice, and yes, hope whoever is listening, that is clear. Okay, if you are on means dying horse, it's wise to just leave and just go for this, because ultimately you know you are not going to fulfill at least the basic need. Because 20,000, I used to get surprised, 5, 6, 7 years experience in the core. What, 15, 18, 20K? It's really very painful. Yes, it's time to just move on, and whichever is good for your future, you know it's not going to be fulfilled by doing that, whatever the core so called core, you have to move up. Now, what next basically? Yes, you this you passed out. What after giving the next, what is the next level? What exactly after
So
that master,
yeah,
or maybe master during master journey? Yeah.
yeah. So this is a relatable question which you just asked, Upendra, that if you're not earning from your core, what should you do? So the same thing went with me. 2002 to 2005, I was into the core because I liked academics, but I was really not earning much. I grew only from 6,500 to 10,000 rupees over a period of 3 years, 4 years. But was that something which I really wanted? No. And what would have happened if I would have given the GATE examination and qualified it? Maybe I would have reached from 10,000 to a 40,000, 50,000 as a professor. But is that what I wanted throughout my life or for a long period of my life? When later I evaluated and I thought to myself, the answer was a very, very clear cut no. I wanted to have a good legacy. I wanted to have richness of my career, give a next generation lifestyle to my family, and then I adopted what I just told. I didn't love my core. I changed my path because the goal was fixed. My goal was very fixed. So the change of path for me was appearing failure in GATE 2005, but then again picking up the energy, again picking up the willingness, and appearing CAT 2005 within a span of 3 months. People prepare for CAT almost like 1.5, 2 years to,
Wow.
to get a good score in CAT. But I had already lost time. And this was a suggestion which came to me from my fiance that time. And he said, probably you should try for CAT. But those 3 months, when I affirmed myself that I have to get it, so there was there was no day when I really didn't put my productive hours. My my labor that time was really, really higher than the mountains and deeper than the oceans. It was that type of involvement of mine. And similarly, all the grads today, you guys also have to do similar type of involvement to achieve something in your life. If you're changing your career, they have to really get deeper into the labor. And it will not come easy. It will come with pain. It will come with lot of time asking yourself that am I doing the right thing? Will it give me benefit? What if I don't qualify? And something like this will come, but just understand that these are the questions for your growth. So I
Wow.
appeared cat, and luckily I was really fortunate enough to have scored 95 percentile that time, way back 2005. And then there was a change in my whole career. I went to Delhi for my higher studies, did it in HR and finance, MBA in HR and finance. And then I grew up the corporate ladder really high up in the ICSA group and the Tata group. Two big groups I was fortunate enough to have my exposure to, two Indian big conglomerates. And the career really changed from there, Upendra, because I was flexible, adaptable, and I listened to somebody who suggested me the right thing.
Wow. So now you were in the top ladder, so called. Suddenly you are into just the journey of entrepreneur right now. So how this thing, and coming back to the main thing, what we started, what exactly you are doing, which way you are helping, or which kind of audience can just look after Sanghamitra saying, okay, I stuck in this. Can you please help? So, who those audience are? So, can you please just share the transition and the kind of service you are giving to entrepreneurs?
Sure, sure. The transition of my corporate career is I started as an HR manager with ICSA Group, worked there for around 4 years, handling recruitment, business HR, and a combination of those. And then I was handpicked by the Tata Industries, one of the companies under Tata Industries. And I got an exposure into operations, projects, and off late into collections and finance. So over a period of 15 long years, I was fortunate enough to look into both the sides of the table, the front end to the client and the back end who designs strategy.
Okay.
So when I was exposed to so much, and the last tenure of mine before my retirement from the corporate career was as a director collections in Tata Classage. It's one of the Tata companies under Tata Industries. And we had a debt. We had multiple crores of debt in the market, and they wanted to get a team who can really strategize and collect the money from the market. From nowhere, I was put into that work, that project. And I have no previous experience of collections and finance, zero experience. The only thing is, I understood numbers very well, I understood maths very well. So, with my different strategies of building a team and getting an outsourcing collection agency and becoming transparent with the customers and touching base, going back and touching with all the difficult customers, all the angry customers, this gave us a lot of liberty and we could collect approximately 70% of the bad debt, which would have become write off if we could not collect in the last 1 year. So that was a very big achievement of my career, because of which the company gifted me Outstanding Performance Award. And somewhere, I don't know, maybe it is being said that the master plan doesn't have a flaw. Probably in the master plan, it was meant for me to pick up and not help the big companies on such things, but the small companies. So the entrepreneurship kida had already bugged me by that time. And I thought to myself that if I could handle HR, projects, operation, finance, why not start a company of my own and really help these medium and small companies grow bigger in their business? So that was the genesis of my entrepreneurship journey. And from there, it all just started, and we are on the fifth year of our operation today. And what I do today is
Yeah.
I help entrepreneurs to really plan the whole business. There are multiple steps which we have to prepare ourselves in terms of business. So level one, I help them I help them just start the process of the business, which is having a good product, creating proper course curriculum or consulting curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
designing the product portfolio, and helping them create the visibility on the social media. And in visibility, it's all about content planning. How do you really give valuable content online so that people understand what you're doing and they get attracted to you? They want and they come and work with you instead of you going and finding clients. So, so visibility,
Mm-hmm.
product design, and credibility are something which I address in the first level, which is my L1 level. And very beautifully, lovingly, with all my love, I have named it as high fly mentoring.
Wow.
And I've got three levels under it. Level
Mm-hmm.
one is business takeoff. Under takeoff, this is the L1 program. Be clear with your market, your product, price, and get things ready. Now, the second level is business fast track, which is my L2 program. And the L2 program is all about selling. So, how do we really go to the market and sell our products? So, for selling, it's about getting the leads from the customer, from the market, evaluating whether those leads are really good for you to work with, nurturing them, and finally closing them. So that's my second level of the program, which I call it as business fast track. And the third level is about automation, which I call it as scaling. So automation of your content, automation of nurturing, automation of lot of ways how we do our business. So this is what I'm doing, and this is the way how I'm helping the entrepreneurs right now. So the
Great.
output which I want them to have is a
Mm-hmm.
concrete business plan with a business product and a business strategy to go to the market without having any prior knowledge about business.
Wow. So that is really because nowadays everybody there is a for last couple of years everybody wants to be entrepreneur and but they don't know where to start with. Maybe they have just started maybe 2 year, 3 year, maybe 4, 5 year back they are struggling. So
True.
maybe those person can just easily reach you to get help how to speed up how to go to the next level and maybe how to just do the fast track their entrepreneur journey. So really great, Sanghamitra, great job you're doing, and I know a lot of people are going to be benefited through your whatever mission you have to help them. Now coming back to almost last phase is mentor or the guru, or what exactly your thought about the mentor? How any you first your experience on means benefit of mentor, and what advice you would like to give to the people who are looking for mentor? Your thought on it.
This is such a close question to me, and Upendra, today you and me, we both would not have been here provided I had not believed in the concept of mentorship. And if I'm today on this talk show and I'm smiling and sharing my stories, it's only because it's only because I believed in mentors. And mentors for me is like giving a second life to you. Way back 2019, I remember 2018 when I started. Between 17 and 18, I got this inception of the company, registered in 2018 till 2020. I was putting all my energy and focus and money into driving my business.
Mhm.
So we were making some revenue for sure, but not the efficiency, no profitability, no much of the growth. And to showcase everybody, the business has revenue. And the people, I have a team of around 10 people on the rolls. People are getting paid on time. But end of the day, the one thing which the business owners always hide is how much money do you take back home? And that was the biggest question for me for 3 years. Putting money, getting sales, building a team, doing a lot of activities, technology. But for 3 years, 4 years, what is the money I due back home? And I would transparently and I would vulnerably share here, the money I drew home was zero. No money drawn home for first 3 years of my business. And then something surprised me. What am I doing? Am I really an entrepreneur? Am I driving the business or there is something wrong which is happening? And this question started haunting me from inside. But I still could have managed because I have a lot of courage and energy in myself. But we all are social beings and we don't stay alone. I was not staying alone. I was staying with my family. So my husband would come back and ask me, what are you doing throughout the day, sitting in the office? If you are really working and building a business, where is the money in your bank? My kids would come back and ask, Mama, throughout the day kaam karte ho, 14 hours, 16 hours, and you only meet us during the lunchtime, dinner time. But why can't we go for a vacation to Bombay? Why can't we go to Australia to meet our aunties? And I was speechless. I didn't have any answer. And I felt ashamed on myself to even tell them that I'm working so hard, but I'm not making any money. So that was the duration, that was for me 2020. And because of which people started telling me that you left your job from such a good position in the corporate. So why don't you go back to corporate and restart your career? And the more and more people empathized on me, understood my problems, and suggested me such easy solution, the more and more this sword was getting inside my chest and bleeding internally, which I could never share, which I could never show. That time I realized that who is the person who can really take me out of this situation, because I loved entrepreneurship. And this was the best thing which I could do in my life, because it's a blend of my knowledge sharing, which 2002 I started without understanding how I can make money. And today I'm also helping the entrepreneurs become more productive and gain money. But what do I help them with gaining money when I'm myself not making money?
True.
So was the search, and I really was in search. Consciously, I was in search of a mentor. And good that I landed on my mentor, Dave Gadby, my first mentor, Dave Gadby, through whom I really understood all the principles, strategies, and tools which are required to build a business, and realized that even 10% was I not doing for the first 3 years of my business. But when you get exposed to the learnings of your mentor, there is no question, there is no doubt here, because the person has already done it and proved it. So it's just about closing your eyes and following it up and implementing to the best possible manner you can, and take support, because he or she, a mentor, is a person who's already done it and knows at each and every step what problem you will face. And you really want to be under the guidance of such people to grow to the scale where you can achieve your goals. So for me, Upendra, if I have to in a nutshell tell, I would not have relived my business if I was not attached to a mentor. For me, throughout the life, there is a requirement of the mentor, and this is my biggest learning. This is the practical learning which I've understood in my life, and now I don't defy from it anymore.
Wow, that's great, and yes, that's so true. We need some guidance. We need somebody to just fast track our journey. Maybe business, with maybe whichever, maybe in the career, everywhere. So I totally agree with you, Sanghamitra. Now, coming to the last question for you. I remember, Miss, the age of what, 33 or 4. I remember I was just reading one book, and while reading, I thought, काश ये book मेरे को when I was graduating on that point of time somebody could have suggested. So related that, any your favorite book which you would like our viewer to just read it to change their whichever label, maybe professional, personal journey into next label. So any favorite book of yours?
There are so many. There are really so many. And I am a very avid book reader and also a book lover. And you can see so many books which I have at the back of my
the stack of
libraries. Yeah, so this is my stack, and whenever I'm depressed, this is the area. This is exactly the position where I sit and I just think through. So, but of all these books, if I have to suggest a graduate, what book you should be really following? Because at different level of your career, you'll go through multiple books. But to start with, follow this book. Follow this book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And this is the book which gave me the learning of how you need to be proactive and not reactive. How do you really manage your time, your win-win situation, dependency, trust, integrity? Everything I learned from this particular book. And this is the book which I always recommend everybody to read multiple times throughout the life.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sanghamitra, and thanks for just sharing all your journey starting from college. That means the graduation, teaching, MBA, now entrepreneur journey and whatnot. So it's really going to help n number of professionals who are struggling in whichever domain area what you shared with all of us. And the key takeaway for me in this whatever 45-50 minute just the discussion, we have to just set a goal. To achieve that goal, if you want to just if you have to change your role, position, whatever, you have to change it. If you'll be in the same, it's very hard for you to just achieve it. So that is really the great takeaway as a whole from my side. So thank you so much, and that's it. And for the day now, maybe just in next 2 days only, we all are going to meet with another wonderful guest. And till now, bye bye to each and every one of you. So see you soon.